Welcome back to Just Podding Around, where today we're diving deep into the top 10 wrestling matches of all time. This isn't just a list of good matches, these are contests that changed wrestling, defined eras, and gave the fans moments they'll never forget. Before we jump into the main countdown, let's start with some honourable mentions. Matches that were legendary but just missed our top 10. First up, CM Punk vs John Cena at Money in the Bank 2011. This was Punk's pipe bomb come to life. The Chicago crowd was electric, chanting came along with every line and every move. Punk leaving with the WWE Championship that night wasn't just a win, it was a generational moment. Then there's Omega vs Okada 4 at Dominion 2018. A rematch of one of the greatest rivalries in modern wrestling. Highly rated by Dave Meltzer, long-term drama, intense counters and storytelling that spanned years, a modern masterpiece. Then we've got Kurt Angle vs Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 21. Pure wrestling clinic. Technical skill, crisp execution, high stakes. This match had everything a wrestling purist would want. Then we've got Daniel Bryan vs Batista vs Randy Orton at WrestleMania 30. An emotional rollercoaster. Bryan's underdog journey, the epic crowd support, and the culmination of months of storytelling made this match unforgettable. And finally, Ric Flair vs Sting at Clash of the Champions 1988. Flair was already a legend, but this match elevated Sting into superstardom, and the chemistry between them made it a masterclass in storytelling. Alright, with those out of the way, let's count down the top 10 wrestling matches of all time, starting with number 10. At number 10 we got The Rock vs Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania 18 in 2002. Let's start with the Ultimate Moment match. This wasn't about technical brilliance, this was aura, legacy and crowd electricity. The Rock, the rising face of the new generation, took on Hogan, the icon of the previous era. The crowd erupted every time the two legends stared each other down, from The Rock's eyebrow raises to Hogan's signature poses. This match symbolized the passing of the torch, and even though it was slower and more story-driven than action-packed, the drama and energy made it unforgettable. At number 9, we've got Eddie Guerrero vs Brock Lesnar from No Way Out 2004. Eddie Guerrero vs Brock Lesnar was the ultimate David vs Goliath story. Lesnar was the unstoppable force, and Eddie, the ultimate underdog, had to outsmart him at every turn. Every near fall, every counter, every signature move told the story of an underdog refusing to quit. The crowd was fully invested, and when Eddie finally hit the frog splash and pinned Lesnar, the reaction was pure euphoria. This was Eddie Guerrero's crowning moment, proving why he was one of the most charismatic and skilled performers of all time. At number 8, we got Shawn Michaels vs Razor Ramon from WrestleMania 10 from 1994. The first ever televised ladder match. This match was revolutionary. Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon brought high risk taking, innovation, and storytelling together like never before. Every climb, every swing of the ladder, and every near fall had the crowd on the edge of their seats. This match wasn't just a spectacle; it was just the blueprint for all ladder matches to come, and cemented Shawn Michaels as Mr. WrestleMania. At number 7, we got The Undertaker vs Mankind in Hell in a Cell, King of the Ring 1998. This match is one of the most infamous in wrestling history. Mick Foley, performing as Mankind, was thrown off the top of the cell, a brutal, insane moment that shocked fans worldwide. Then came the chokeslam through the cell roof. Pain, chaos and spectacle combined to create a match that transcended wrestling. This wasn't just a match, it became a piece of pop culture history and redefined what hardcore wrestling should be. At number 6, we've got Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat from Clash of the Champions 6 in 1989. Technical mastery and storytelling at its finest. Ric Flair, the flamboyant and brilliant champion, faced Ricky Steamboat, the perfect counter with immaculate pacing and psychology. Every sequence was meticulously timed, from submission setups to counters and near falls. This 55-minute masterpiece influenced generations of wrestlers and is still taught in wrestling schools today. It's a match that proves storytelling can be just as thrilling as high spots. At number 5, we've got Kazuchika Okada versus Kenny Omega from Wrestle Kingdom 11 in 2017. A modern wrestling epic. Okada and Omega battled for 45 minutes, delivering a match that combined storytelling, psychology, and breathtaking athleticism. Every move, from stiff strikes to innovative counters, told a story of rivalry, respect, and ambition. This match not only thrilled the crowd, but redefined what long-form wrestling could achieve in the modern era. Truly a masterpiece for the ages. At number 4, we got Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage from WrestleMania 3 in 1987, which is my personal favourite match of all time. Often overshadowed by Hulk Hogan's spectacle, Steamboat vs Savage was the technical heart of WrestleMania 3. Every sequence was crisp, every move had intent, and Savage's psychology, selling, pacing and timing was unmatched. This match set the blueprint for technical wrestling storytelling, proving that a perfect match isn't always about chaos, it's about flow, tension and drama. At number 3, we got Mitsuharu Misawa versus Toshiaki Kawada from June 3rd, 1994 in All Japan Pro Wrestling. Japanese wrestling at its emotional peak. Misawa and Kawada blended brutal realism with intricate psychology. Every strike, suplex, and near fall felt impactful. Fans weren't just watching a match, they were watching a story unfold with stakes that felt real. This rivalry defined All Japan Pro Wrestling in the 90s and influenced every top-tier match in Japan and beyond. At number 2, we've got Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13 in 1997. The infamous double turn. Austin going from heel to anti-hero, Hart going from face, is still the most gold standard for storytelling. The image of Austin, bloody and trapped in the sharpshooter, refusing to tap. This match wasn't just about wrestling, it was about emotion, grit, and the birth of one of the WWE's most iconic anti-heroes. Every aspiring wrestler studies this match to understand psychology and storytelling. And at number 1, we've got Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker from WrestleMania 25 in 2009. The pinnacle. Two legends at their peak, decades of build-up, and near-perfect execution. Every bump, every near fall, every moment of drama had fans on the edge of their seats. The storytelling was cinematic, the emotion palpable, and the athleticism unreal. This wasn't just a match, it was a defining moment in WrestleMania history, and the greatest wrestling match of all time. And that's our countdown of the top 10 wrestling matches of all time, complete with stories, legends, and moments that changed the wrestling world forever. Whether you're a hardcore fan or a casual viewer, these matches are proof that wrestling can be art, drama, and pure spectacle all at once. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and tell us your thoughts. What matches would you put in the top 10? And make sure to follow me on my socials. I've got a YouTube channel under the Just Putting Around name where I'll cover sports of all kinds. So make sure you go follow that and subscribe. Especially if you love soccer, because I'll cover a lot of soccer on that channel. But I do cover all sports, so make sure to check that out. And check out my true crime channel, Bulldozer Williams if you enjoy all things true crime, psychology and folklore. Until next time, this is Reese Williams signing off, and remember, in wrestling, it's always about the story inside of the ring.